I'm Laurel. Welcome to my art studio. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a snowman. Perfect for beginners and perfect for the holiday season. So without further ado, let's get into it. As you can see, I have a small canvas today, which makes this a more manageable project for somebody who isn't used to painting. So grab your acrylic paint, your paintbrush, your canvas, and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is add a tan layer of paint in my background, mixing it with white. I'm also using water to create a thin wash. And I'm not bringing it all the way to the sides. I'm just doing it kind of in the middle. Rotating between peach, brown, and white to get this tan background color. It's looking really good so far. However, it's maybe a little too orange for my liking, so I'm going to add just a tiny bit of black onto my canvas. This is good. I'm actually going to take my paper towel and blend it away a little bit, just like so. Now, you don't have to do that, but for me, I felt like it was the right call. Alright, so the next step is to add the round shapes, which will be our snowman. We're going to start out with white and then integrate gray and other tones. Let's get started. And just going for it. Let's just start out with a circular motion right here. Now, this snowman has a top hat, so leave room for the top hat. This is good. Now I'm going to do a bigger circle below the head, so this is going to be the body. I'm using white and gray. I was just making sure my microphone was on its right settings. Hopefully this is nice and tingly. So, when I was a kid, it would snow and I would spend so much time outside making snowmans, and it was so magical. In my mind, they came to life, just like Frosty the Snowman. have any magical experiences building snowmen when you were a kid or as an adult. I also think about the snowball effect as a metaphor whenever I'm working on a new project or just starting something new, building something from the ground up. The snowball effect and snowmen are great examples of the snowball effect. Did you ever watch that animation, the claymation TV show of, I don't remember what it's called, but it's just claymation? It was so good, and that's what it reminds me of, the Frosty the Snowman claymation from forever ago. So, yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. I'm blanking on the name. So, my snowman is getting lost, so let's go ahead and shade it. And I'm going to shade my left side. Making these C shapes in the circle. Adding a little bit on the other side too, but less. So if yours look anything like mine, you'll be like, oh, it's a little bit not blended. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your white and you're going to blend it in. You're going to take the white and blend it in, blend it in, blend it in. Alright, so take the white, use generous amounts of paint, and blend it in dark blue-gray. The more paint, the merrier. Look at that. That's satisfying. I am using heavy body acrylic Caffrey paint as well as some other cheaper acrylic paints. So if you're curious about how I'm getting that texture with acrylic, check out heavy body acrylic paint from Caffrey Art Materials online. And then I'm mixing it with cheaper Artist Loft and other cheaper acrylic paints. Alright, so moving on to the next step, the scarf and the top hat, the snowman clothes. So I'm gonna get black paint first for the top hat. Perfect. And I'm gonna do a rounded shape here. Let me go just like so. I have to turn off the heat because it just turned on and made a sound, so hang on. Okay, I feel like my hat is coming down on the head just a little bit too far. Alright, so there is my top hat, the rim of it. I added a little bit of white on this side. And we're going to do an up and down motion and then round it. Remember, if something is cylindrical, it's it's going to be rounded at the base and at the top. Do you see how that little white mark made a nice highlight? I wanted to explain to you that basically when the light source is coming from the right side, that's where your highlights and your lightest points are going to be. When it's coming from the left side, from the right side, the light's coming in from the right. So look at my face. The light's coming in here, so this side is a little bit more shaded. So on our snowman, the right side is brighter than the left side, so all the shadows are going to go on the left, on the left, on the left, on the left side. Okay, so keep that in mind. Are you hanging in there, learning anything? I hope. So I'm just going to go like this. That's the first layer. And I'm going to do it again underneath, and this is the second layer. It's like the scarf is wrapped around more than once. So whenever I was a kid, my parents told me that Santa Claus was not real, and they admitted that they were the ones that got me the presents, which took away a little bit of magic from the holidays. So now as an adult, I try to bring the magic back as much as I can. I guess my mom thought it was lying to us. So, yeah. Alright, so here's the scarf that comes down and the other part of the scarf. Really good. Really cute. So, in order to give it some dimension, we're going to mix red with a little bit of blue. And that's going to allow us to get a deeper shade of red. Good. So we're going to do it here, and it's almost like we're making a little plaid moment. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. It's really just getting the essence of a scarf. You don't need to get every detail. In fact, the effortlessness comes across as endearing and charming sometimes. Alright, now we're going to make a lighter shade of red by mixing red with white. This is going to allow us to highlight it. So, just a little bit of red and white. We have 3 shades of red. Oh, 3 shades. So a little highlight here. That looks so good. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect. Alright, this is a good start. I'm gonna take a little bit of the light red and just add some fringe with a smaller brush. And I'm gonna do that with a little bit of the dark red too. Just shading it. I'm going to intensify the white on this side. Oh, some of the red is getting in it. Now let's paint the face. The rocks for the eyes, the carrot for the nose, and rocks for the mouth. Again, it's a very simple painting. We're going to do a smaller brush, and we're going to start out with 2 simple circles at the upper 4th of the head. That's good. Okay, that's cute. Now we're gonna highlight it. With a little dot in the upper right side of the eyes. Now that we have the eyes, let's do the nose and the mouth. So. Alright. Using a smaller brush, and I'm going to mix. Oh, I didn't have yellow on my paint palette, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my palette. This is what the Heavy Body Gavry paint looks like. As you can see, it's unique. You just squeeze it through the tube, just like so. Just like that. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit of yellow and mix it in with my red. Actually, more yellow than red. That's the key to mixing orange. Alright. And I'm going to do a little, almost like a frisbee shape. We're not going to make it too long. And then we're going to shade that with a little bit of more red mixed in the orange mixture on the left side. Just like that. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect to be great. Alright. Now, a little bit of white to highlight the nose. So cute. One of my favorite Christmas traditions is going to a candlelight service. And we also eat chili on Christmas Eve and open up one present. Do you have any favorite Christmas traditions? Let me know. Alright, now let's do little dots for the mouth. We're going to start out black. And we're just going to do dot, 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 dot. A little dot smile. Don't worry about getting it perfect. These are the little rocks to create the smile. And then I'm going to do rosy cheeks with a little bit of pink paint. Okay? So really I just mix my red with white to make a nice pink shade. So my little snowman is coming together. Do you have a favorite Christmas song? I would say ever since I was a kid, I loved Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And as an adult, I love the jazzy Christmas songs, like the Nat King Cole era of Christmas music. But don't we all? I do love White Christmas, which I'm crossing my fingers we get this year. Does it snow where you live? It snows where I live. And I love it until it gets annoying. But it's fun until then. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit more blue, mix it with my red, and I'm going to just shade, almost make a little bit of a purple shaded moment throughout the scarf. I just want it to be, oh, I got a little bit of paint in my hair. It's okay. Alright. So, yeah. to allow me to get a little bit more texture in my scarf. Really good. Now let's do little dots down the body. These are going to be 3 circles about the size of the eye. Oh, shoot. My paint was a little bit too runny. You can always paint over your paint, so don't get worried about it. Okay? Don't take it too seriously. Alright, so we have our circles. Now we're going to shade them. Take a little bit of white, mix it in with the black that's already on your brush. And we're going to do a C shape. Oh, maybe a little darker than that. A C shape on the left side, because remember, the light is coming from the right, causing a shadow. And honestly, I kind of want that to be darker. Right in here. That's good. And maybe a little bit of a shadow cast from the hat on the head. Really cute. Now, a little highlight on the dots. And remember, paintings make awesome gifts. Way more personal than your typical, Amazon gift order. So if you're trying to decide what to give your loved one, maybe give them this painting, because they can bring it out every year. And don't worry about it being perfect. Like I said, sometimes the imperfection is the charm. If it was perfect, it wouldn't be interesting. That much I know. All right. Oh, the other thing I like to do during the holiday season is I love to go to plays. Christmas Carol is my favorite holiday play. I've seen more than one rendition of it, and I'm going again this year. So, yeah, that's always a fun, festive thing to do. I took a little bit of black and mixed it with my brown to make the branches for the arms, and we're just going to swerve it out just like so. Yours doesn't need to be exactly like mine, and they don't need to be completely even with each other either, because they're branches, so they're organic. That's the point. And taking a little bit of black to shade the branches so they feel multi-dimensional. Really cute. Now let's take some gray and put a cast shadow beneath the snowman. We're just going to go like this. There's a little bit of light coming behind my canvas from my windows. That's okay. We're going to add a little bit of a shadow on this side, but not as much. And the point where the bottom of my snowman touches the ground, that's going to be the darkest point of the shadow. So keep that in mind. Okay? I bet you've never learned so much in your life about painting. Actually, I do feel like even though I did want this stronger, now I want it a little bit lighter. It's about finessing it until it feels balanced. Alright, so we've got this shadow. And I'm going to blend it into the ground a little bit more. Take my larger brush and let's just really layer up that paint. There we go. That looks good. Now, a few little dots of snow on my little snowman here and there, and maybe a few little, I don't know if that translates very well, maybe not in the background. There's a few red marks out of place in here that I'm just gonna paint over. There's maybe a little bit of red on my paintbrush. I might have to change my brush. Occasionally you'll have to get a clean brush. Alright, that's why I recommend having multiple brushes with you. And honestly, layering up the paint makes it more interesting. It's perfectly smooth. It's a nice look, but not what we're going for today. Really good. Aww. I love my little snowman. I'm wondering if I need just a little bit more contrast in the back. So I'm gonna get my dark brown. And I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of contrast in the back so my snowman pops more. Mixing it with the other shades that I have. We don't want it to be too dark because we don't want it to compete with the hands. But we can add just enough by mixing it with white and a little bit of water just to make it a bit more warm. We don't have to do it all over, just on this side. See, already that makes actually let's do it on both sides. But yeah, it makes our snowman pop a little bit more. And it adds almost like this warm gingerbread feel. We don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to add a little bit of white over it to where it feels like it's just kind of outlining my gingerbread man. We don't want it to be overpowering. Or, I called him my gingerbread man. My snowman. Although a gingerbread man would be fun to paint too. Don't you think? That looks good. Just a little bit of blue down here. And mixing that in with white. I think that adds a little charm. Adding the blue. Add it back in. It's about finessing the paint until it feels right. I love that. Okay. Well, I think we're all set for today. Do you like it? I match my snowman, don't I? I was going for a little snowman match look. So, let me know what you think. Which is better art, me or the painting? I'm kidding, you don't have to choose. I'm really glad we got to learn a little bit more about how to paint together today. This is a very simple painting, perfect for beginners. And I hope that you felt relaxed, 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 relaxed along the way. And I would love to know what you would like me to paint next time. Just put any suggestions you have in the comments. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you are able to maybe paint something that you can give as a gift for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. I celebrate Christmas, sue me. Anyways, I love you. I appreciate you.